And the winner shall be number 6, Brandon Snyder. Congratulations. Good job. Good job. Brandon, go see Mackenzie, and then she'll give you an Amazon $20 gift card through your email. Okay? Cool. All right, good job. All right, so let's jump right into this. I got I know we've talked about this, these guys right here. It used to be 2 guys. I don't know what happened to the other guy. I think it's just Frank now. But it's pretty good. I just watched it this morning. Talks a little bit about what's kind of going on. We won't show them every week, but if you want to get on this, it's actually pretty cool. They do these videos every day and talk about what's going on in our business. Things are changing. By the way, also next week we are having our field trip to Carnegie Heights. Our attorney, our corporate attorney, is going to be there from California and talk about the lawsuit and everything that's going on. It started today. I think the case started today for our association. Remember, 2 of the largest firms settled already, and so it's still going to go to court. Started today, I think. So let's take a look. This is real quick.
Jeff, is that the name of this, Mortgage Shots?
No, it is. It didn't used to be called. It used to be the National. Let me look on my.
National Real Estate Post?
That's it. National Real Estate Post.
Never heard.
That's it.
Huh?
Never heard of
Real
it.
Estate Post?
All right, let's see what this does.
So I'm going to ask you guys a few things, and I want to know if you agree, if you disagree, or more importantly, I want to know what you think. Are you ready? Houses are about 35% overvalued. Now, at the very same time, 35% of all money right now that's in circulation has been added since COVID. Remember all those handouts? Now, is this a coincidence or the cause?
Here's a graph of money in circulation. You can note, and surprisingly, that since at least 1965 to the mid-1980s, we really didn't add any money into circulation. That means inflation would have been fairly flat. Certainly not the massive fluxes caused by the Federal Reserve that we're feeling right now. So here's the question.
Have the policies of the Federal Reserve helped or hurt the economy? Have the policies of the Federal Reserve helped or hurt housing? Is the amount of money in circulation and our opinion of home values valid, or is it just some odd coincidence? What do you think?
Moving on, homes are now 7 times higher than the median income. This is the first time this has ever happened. Homes are too expensive, regardless of what the Fed is doing.
Now, here's another Federal Reserve graph from St. Louis. This one's the median sales price of a house sold versus the median income annually. You will note over to the far right that home values are now higher than they have ever been, 7 times your income. This is according to the St. Louis, Missouri Fed. The same Missouri, by the way, that is suing every realtor in the country right now, but I digress. Now listen, after perusing this graph that we're looking at right now for a few, just slight moments, one can't help but notice, 5 or 6 peaks since about 1960. So sure, this peak is bigger than all the other ones, but not much bigger than some of them. Now, I've also noticed that after all of these big peaks, we saw the correction.
Where prices came back down every time for the past 60 plus years. So yes, homes are expensive, but we've pretty much seen this before. 2, we have a correction on the way. And finally, 3, the higher the peak, the deeper the valley. Meaning the correction we have in front of us is going to be a whopper of a correction. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know why we're right or wrong.
Yeah, let us know. Don't just call us stupid. That wouldn't be nice. Okay, here's our last statement. Agree, disagree, and why. Northern National Association of Realtors, DEF, and the largest real estate brokerages in the country. Well, these big peaks is not going to die? Are the big boys going to fall?
Do you guys
or is
agree
it
with
business
that?
as
Do you think
usual?
we're going to have a drop?
Yes.
I think there's gonna be a correction, but not much. I don't think it's gonna be a crash. I don't think we have a bubble.
I just don't think it's going to happen, honestly. I don't think it's going to happen. Doesn't mean I don't know any more than you guys do, but I just don't see it taking place right now. Next year is going to be an election year. I think interest rates are going to stay high until the middle of next year. And I think it's all going to change. And I think that we're talking with the top guys in our firm is they believe that once the the interest rate change, hang on, it's gonna go crazy. And be ready to go back to work, cause it's gonna be booming, is what they're saying, so. I just don't think that's the case. Now, if we follow trends, right, who knows? I just don't think it's gonna be any, if there is, I don't believe homes are overvalued by 35% for starters.
No.
Okay, I don't think that's the case, but I think that, I think that the influx of money is what's screwing everything up right now, making money that we don't have. I got just one quick question, I thought about this morning. Why is it that we give money to other nations but don't ever ask it to be paid back?
We've always offered foreign aid.
I mean, doesn't that seem weird that we're borrowing it from somebody that we gotta pay it back, but we're giving it to somebody that we don't require to be paid back?
Why do we give it to big, massive corporations that keep failing and not to the small people
Yeah,
that
yeah.
need help?
Honestly, it just makes you wonder why, I mean, if I borrow money, they don't give it to me, I gotta borrow it and pay it back. But why do we let another nation just give it to them?
And is it really borrowing?
Yeah.
Why do I pay taxes on a home that the bank owns? Why doesn't the bank pay my taxes? Sorry, they cut.
Now you're saying tomato stuff, girl. Dave's over there going, wait a minute.
According to the Wall Street Journal, realtors and presumably their brokers and NAR are about to face a reckoning. According to the Wall Street Journal, as powerful lobbyists go, few have more clout than the realtors. But the cartel faces a major legal challenge on Monday when a federal jury trial begins in a class action against its rules that raise the cost of buying and selling homes. The National Association of Realtors requires its 1.5 million or so members to comply with numerous rules that inflate their pay. Missouri home sellers are arguing in the lawsuit that a rule requiring them to make a blanket offer of compensation to any potential buyer's broker violates the Sherman Antitrust Act.
I love when they pull these old acts, these old laws out and just kind of dust them off and get the cobwebs out of the way. I call this whole thing crap, it's BS. First, the Sherman Act of 1890, that's right,
They found an act in
1890. Did women have a vote
1890.
back then even? No, they didn't, did they? Anyways, the Sherman Act of 1890, which only affected men, is a law in the United States Congress passed to prohibit trusts, monopolies, and cartels. Its purpose was to promote economic fairness and competitiveness and to regulate interstate commerce. So, all right, I get it. Here's a question. Can you sell your house by yourself today? Can you do it? Can you sell your house on Zillow today if you want to? Can you do that? Could you use a discount broker? Could you use an open door? Do discount brokers even exist on the MLS anymore? Is a real estate agent's commission, is it fixed from a buyer side or a seller side? Does it ever fluctuate year in, year out, month in and month out? The answer is yes. Get this. FSBOs account for a full 10% of real estate transactions. 10%. This lawsuit has no meat on the bone whatsoever. It's a smear job intended to create a vacuum against trained real estate professionals where more expensive fintech alternatives will be more than happy to fill that void with. True story. But here's the problem. This absolutely ridiculous trial just began yesterday. No biggie. No biggie. There's nothing to see over here. Oh, just, the future of real estate hangs in the balance. What do you guys think? Let us know your opinions down below. Talk to you soon.
Pretty crazy. They're finding an act from 1890. Funny they can't find it when all these other big companies are doing their thing together, monopolizing stuff. Okay, on that note, take a deep breath, everybody. Take a deep breath. All right, Dave, your show. On that note, woo!
Okay, no throwing.
Okay.
Don't throw anything. All right, but, okay, the rates are 8%. Officially. Yeah. Oh, gosh. FHA 30-year fixed, 8.125. Ow. VA 30-year fixed, 8.125.
Whoa.
30-year fixed conventional, 8.375. That's 5% down. Okay. And it's 15 years, 7.5. Yeah, but the jumbos, they're at 8.5. So yeah, the rates are officially 8%, which we kind of expected. And going along the theme of what you were talking about, maybe an adjustment. I've been in Las Vegas since 1978. Don't do the math. And I've seen it like this. Jimmy Carter, and then 2006, 7, 8. That was an ugly one. But there's also a couple other ones in between that, had slight adjustments. you know, and that's what I think we're looking at. I think it's gonna be one of those. I really don't see a major crash. Houses are a little more expensive, but, you know, it's just, like I said, I was here during the Jimmy Carter time when they were 12% to 18%, which was pretty high, although the house prices were a lot lower, and they make a valid point about the house prices being way high, 7 times the income. I don't know how anybody can afford a house, but there's still people out there buying, right, sir?
Dave, why are the rates going up quicker now and the Fed hasn't been raising the interest, but the rates are going up quicker now?
I wish I had an answer. Greedy bankers. Yeah, and you know, the Fed, I read a report this morning on Mortgage Bankers Association that said the Fed is probably just gonna stop with the rate hikes because they figure it's set now to where inflation will be down to 2% by 2025. Okay, well, thank you for that.
They figure they've done enough damage, let's leave it alone
Yeah, we'll
now.
leave it for now, you know.
We've
see what else
destroyed it,
happens.
let's wait. Let it rebuild.
So, I know it's a little tough time, but you know what, I wanna make a point about, well, home is possible, still not a bad deal, 7.5% for the home first. Actually, that's 7.25%, that's not bad. There's 209 loans left on that for first-time home buyers. Okay, so it's not a bad deal. There are some qualifying restrictions you've gotta watch for, but if they get a cosigner, their income is not counted against the income limits, which is a huge plus, big plus, really helps. Okay, but it's like co-signing for a car, you know, they're gonna be responsible, so. Home is possible itself for first-time home buyers, not home first. Home is possible 7.5%, 8%, if you want 2% or 4% assistance, so 7.5 is still not too bad. Okay, there are some income limits there, but they're a lot higher, like 80,000, 90,000, so that's not bad. I do wanna talk to you about reverse purchases, you know, HECMs, home equity conversion mortgages. And right now, baby boomers, okay, no comments about me, all right, they represent 71 trillion in money that is there that they can spend, okay? 71 trillion, that's their economic wealth, okay? Now, millennials, which is the next highest income people, they're like, baby boomers are 8 times higher than millennials. There's a lot of baby boomers out there with a lot of equity and a lot of income, a lot of wealth. And they are the ones that I see are buying homes or refinancing. They can do a reverse purchase, and it's a hell of a deal, okay? A reverse mortgage is a mortgage you pay later when you sell the house or get rid of it. There's a lot of fears when it comes to reverse purchase, but those fears I can really calm people down about because it's not a bad deal. I have a client and she is, you know, she can't afford her house payment anymore. She's looking to refinance, but she doesn't qualify. Well, when you want to qualify for a reverse purchase, they're only going to look at, you know, whatever you have to pay for taxes, insurance, your utilities, etc. So the debt to income ratio is just out the window. It's based on a whole different formula, and it helps retirees or baby boomers qualify for a reverse purchase. So that is a hell of a market to tap into, and you really got to think about that. That's one of those things I wanted to ask you. Is anyone interested in just going to a class that me and Charity are going to put on for reverse purchases? I think it would be a great opportunity for you to be able to speak intelligently to your clients that, you know, my age, and say, hey, you might want to think about this.
Bring your client.
Right, especially bring a client. You know, get them signed up, so it's not a bad deal.
I always forget, Dave, sorry, what is the baby boomer, millennial, what's the time frame? I don't remember what that is.
Oh, you had to go there.
Yeah, I don't remember, does anybody know what it is? I don't know if I'm a baby boomer or I'm
Yeah. I think
what's the years, anybody remember?
that was like 50 through 64 or something.
Oh, so I'm out of that one then.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's way out of that.
1946 to 1964.
Oh, thank you.
1940, is a boomer or, it's a what, baby boomer?
It
You're a
says
boomer.
baby boomers period 1946 to 1964.
Yeah, I didn't want to get
I
beyond
barely make the cut on that
1950.
one.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
That's cute.
See,
And then, what's the new one? Generation X, is that the,
Gen Z, Gen X.
Gen X, what is that year?
Isn't it Gen
The
Alpha?
coolest, yeah, that's what it is.
The coolest, why do you say?
The coolest.
Then I think it's 65 to like 78. It is because in the 1980s is when millennials started.
Well,
Okay,
okay, well, you know what,
I got shoes older than that.
that suit's older than that. I was gonna wear it today. So, speaking of that, you know, the new generations that's up now, prom night's coming up. My granddaughter's in high school, man. That's really amazing. And yeah, for all you mothers out there that have to have their daughters go to prom, my daughter, I am relishing the fact that she is struggling with this because when she was a teenager, she's going through what we went through. So we love it, right? As parents.
I got 12 dresses, shoes, and a purse that match.
Oh, and
Okay, that'll never be worn again.
And my younger daughter texted my older daughter and said, hey, what about the limo that you made Dad get all the time? Right? So, yeah, we're having fun with that. Anyway, let's think about the reverse mortgage purchase seminar. I'm gonna do that with Charity, the other loan officer at Summerlin. And it should be a great event. And I really, really think it's gonna give you a great resource to tap into. Okay, places like, you know, Summerlin out there, Del Webb, all those places. Anyway, so think about that. Any other questions or anything else I can help you with? Okay, good. Okay, I guess that's it. I'm gonna look at my crystal ball tonight and see what the rates are gonna do. Okay,
Yes.
thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Dave, appreciate it. Tell us what they're gonna do in June, okay? That's what we wanna do. All right, Tim, give Tim a big hand. Come on up, young fella. Nice to see you.
Thank you. So I was conflicted on the way in. I was trying to open up with something that will bring a smile and then talk about the resources that will bring value. So do you want to hear the story about the Neutrogena cleansing bar or sticky pad? Show of hands, sticky pad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Neutrogena. 1.
All right.
All right. So I thought I'd be creative and go old school.
What do you
I
say?
sent my son in to Office Depot to get sticky notes. That's what he came out with. So I thought I'd put it to good use. You sure you don't want to hear the story about the cleansing bar?
We can do
I thought it was
both.
really good.
All right, tell us about the cleansing ball too.
So I love things that are new. New Quaker Oats, new this, new that. And my wife brought home something new for the shower. It's a cleansing bar. So I had to use it because I love new.
And that sticks too. How
Look
about
at
that?
that.
Wow.
Anyway, I feel like I'm getting paler.
By the way, that was found out by, Post-it note was found out by accident. They were looking for
That's right.
glue to do something different and it wouldn't stick enough. And so they couldn't use that glue and they ended up doing that.
I still think there's room for improvement in this instance.
Yes,
See
okay.
how I had to
Sorry.
take the bottom?
Oh,
That's okay.
yeah, okay. Please, sorry.
Anyway, true story. It's a cleansing bar, but it's a bleaching cleansing bar for whatever reason. I have no idea why it's in our house. So I'm using this on my face on a regular. So I'm getting paler. Because it's bleaching my skin.
Bleaching your skin, really?
I guess, I don't know.
Wow.
Okay, there we go. Interaction. I need some interaction today. Need your help. Don't be shy. What business challenges are you having? Things that are somewhat in your control. We've talked about interest rates, inventory, high market prices. Got a challenge?
Those are the top 3.
Yeah.
Well, outside of those, finding buyers. Okay. Come on, don't be shy.
I think motivation is one right now. We can't get motivated.
Finding this
Finding
Sellers.
sellers.
Sellers?
sellers.
They're writing on the wall?
I hope not.
That should.
I like this one, Jeff, thank you, motivation.
I see motivation more today than almost anything.
Okay, 2 more.
Fear.
Response, getting response from buyers, sellers to respond to
Okay,
your drips or your calls or your texts or your emails.
responsiveness. No spell check today, yes, sir. Focus. Okay. Do any of these resonate with you? Obviously they do because you brought them to my attention. But what are you proactively doing to be more motivational, to be more focused in your business? Just something to think about. Something that we can talk about. Talk about lead gen real quick. By the way, I'm sure that I have some solutions. At least maybe sit around and talk about coffee. Talk about coffee, talk about solutions, ideas. Lead gen. Let's talk about lead gen. What's your focus? What are you working on right now? Anybody farming?
Nobody farming?
One person.
Person?
Why?
Soon to be two.
Soon to be two. Okay, I like it. Two.
That's like almost being pregnant, but I get it.
I'll take it though.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Almost a virgin.
Okay. What are you farming? Your neighborhood?
Yep.
Okay.
You should start in the neighborhood.
All right. What other lead sources are you working? Farming, two of you. Open houses? Okay.
Database.
Database.
Love that one. Look at that. The center, the hub, database. Who said that? Gave me chill bumps. I'm a nerd. All right, what else we got? How about your SOI? Anybody working no SOI? Networking? I like that.
Social media.
Stop. My heart be still.
I made a ton of money in my early career doing notice of defaults.
Okay, like it.
These.
NOS, NODs, if I may.
Are you getting a list from Rock Title every week about those?
They send it every week.
I'm getting it on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But I'm putting my tool back together again, and it's
Because every week you can get a notice of default from Rock Title as well, so.
By the way, Tim, all those used to go to, the notices always used to go to spam. That is now fixed. Now it's
Good.
going to my normal
Good.
email.
Oh, good,
Good.
okay, cool.
Yep. Two more, one more, two more. Expi- huh?
Internet leads.
Internet leads?
Does anybody work in expireds?
You know, or letters to where you're originally from, so if you look up see who has an address in Las Vegas, or like I'm from Connecticut, anybody that has a Connecticut or nearby address, we're putting together a thing to send letters out to them.
Okay, I like it.
Relocations.
Yep. All right. How about FISBOs? Is that a thing that's happening right now? Do we know?
They need you, yeah, or some others need you now.
I think that's a big one.
The guy on the video said 10%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If nothing else, they're raising their hand because they want to sell.
Right.
That's half the battle right there. Now it's just having the conversation. So, again, something to think about. Hopefully I've triggered a few things. Get you in that mindset. Get some motivation going for you. Who's into time blocking? 4, 5, I love it. 6, love it. Seriously, best thing that's ever happened in my business. Time block, time box, either way. Every morning, 8 to 10, I'm working external business. I do that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Take some time, look at your calendar, and see where you're missing some of these and how you might be able to implement them into your weekly activities to stay motivated, to stay focused.
The problem that most people have with time blocking is they time block for an hour and a half to say to work on the website. And then they start the hour, they're supposed to quit in an hour and a half, and then they keep going.
Yeah.
And then they get frustrated.
Yeah.
7 hours later, they're kicking the computer off the stand,
Right.
saying they want to do it again. Instead
Yeah.
of saying, okay, I gave it an hour and a half shot, now I'm gonna move on to something else.
Yeah.
That's the number one reason why most people don't time block. Whatever it is you're doing, you don't stop, you want to keep rolling it, and then you just threw your whole schedule off.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing that most people don't do is that right there.
So please consider, go ahead,
I was
question.
about to say, piggybacking off that, I found the easiest way to time block is set the most annoying timer. that will just frustrate you when it goes off, but that's at least gonna like distract your attention to be like, okay, wait, I set my time, now I need to go on to something else, or like Jeff said, you're never gonna go back because you're just gonna be frustrated with your whole day of that activity.
I did see one that was in my feed this morning. It's like, it looks like a temperature dial on your wall. It's digital. There's no ticking to drive you crazy. And you just twist it for 25 minutes. Put your phones away, put everything else away, whatever you focused on, 25 minutes, you're focused. When it's done, move on to your next thing. All right, and then we'd love to sit down with you and talk about Q4 activities as far as what you're doing for your business. I think what you do today over the next 90 days is going to set you up for success in Q1. So getting some things in place, planting some seeds, working on some different ideas here to help you with your business. So that's what we're here for.
Does anybody want to do a business deal by the end of the year, getting ready for 2000? We do a business class. We didn't do it last year. But does anybody want to do that, where we set goals and go through everything and do it for the new year coming? Does anybody want to do that? Show of hands. If we put something together, everybody want to do that? Guys, it's something that, again, I think about your goal sheet. It's not to be put into a drawer. It's to look at every day. Does anybody know what the I can't remember what the hell we call it. So the board where you put all the pictures on it. Dream board. Anybody ever done a dream board? Vision board, dream board, everything. Has anybody done one in a while? Back in the day, we should do them all the time. We need to do that again. And we can organize it. You just put on there what things you're thinking of, whether it's a vacation, a jewelry, a car, a boat, whatever it is. And you always keep that in front of you to move in that direction. They're powerful if you use it, but the problem most people do is they do a dream board, or they do a goal sheet, they stick it in the drawer and they never look at it again. And then they wonder why they didn't attain them. Right? So that's something that we can certainly do. We've done them in the past. So we'll start saving our magazines and do it again.
Absolutely, I love
We had a lot of
that
fun.
idea.
We had a lot of fun doing it too.
Nothing measured, nothing gained. What a great motivation to have something that you really want to do, whether it be business focused or just trip to Tahiti or wherever. What a great motivation. The power of thinking positive. So I was having a conversation in here. Brandon walked in, put his name on a sheet, but he put it in number 6.
6, that's right.
I'm like, why did he choose 6? So I'm like, maybe it's his lucky number. Did Brandon win?
Yep.
Huh. Now we're just gonna put a number on 6 next week.
Well, choose your lucky number. Anyway, hopefully I brought some value, some things to think about.
Absolutely.
Obviously open to a deeper discussion, and you know where to find us. We appreciate you. If you can implement some of these into your business, please consider sending us one of your next 3 escrows. We'd love to work with you.
Beautiful.
All right,
Thanks,
thank you for
Jeff.
your time.
Thank you. Great job. Appreciate it.
Look at that.
All right, Stacia, come on up, girl. Say hi to everybody. Thank her. She brought breakfast. By the way, our guest speaker today canceled this morning at about 7:30, and so she was very gracious enough to say, "Hey, I'll grab some breakfast stuff for everybody." So thank you for doing that.
My pleasure. So I know you've all seen the little flyer that I handed out, and if you'll just pass these around, and I thought this might be just a nice visual as you come into the fourth quarter, we are in the fourth quarter, and maybe you just want to do something that's they're passing around. I don't have a binder. These were sent to me when from my company, they did it for me. So sometimes you might want to look at getting a, the little plastic reports with the plastic spine that you can put up. But I know that at least as long as it's not abused, the company will allow you to make color copies. You can upload a photo of the home. You can present these to your buyers and your sellers. You can have them in open houses. It's something tangible that is less likely to be thrown away than a business card because it has some nice tips, tricks, and information. Set yourself apart. I know that you have so many tools, but all this requires is for you to set up a toolbox at orhp.com. You choose the marketing tools tab, and once you upload your information in compliance, Randy, making sure that you have your business license number and the information that's required by the board, I mean, you could easily put something like that together to leave behind. It doesn't have to all be laminated. I mean, like I say, it could just be in a report cover that people could take with them. And it's just something that has some value that doesn't have to cost you a lot of money to put together and might be different from the next person that's doing a listing presentation or doing an open house or meeting with a buyer or a first-time home buyer program or whatever that you hand out. I mean, it's just something more to leave behind, because the more you can educate people, the more they're gonna have trust in you and value you and the information that you provide. So if you haven't set up a toolbox, if you haven't poked around and looked at the marketing tools within there, they come in English and Spanish for the home buyer guides and the moving guides. We have newsletters in there that we have 15 years of newsletters that are black and white, color, English and Spanish. Those can just be emailed out to your database. And if you put it, they're not dated, they're just seasonal. So if you don't like something from 2023, and if it's still relevant, you could use something from 2015, and it's there, and it's just information so people see your information monthly. It can help you be consistent without having to recreate everything. So take advantage of the free things or the complimentary customizable tools that myself or Dave or Tim, sorry,
That guy.
Sam, Rock may offer, because they're there for you to help grow your business, which in turn hopefully brings the next loan or escrow or home warranty to us as well. But reach out to us, ask. And I just wanted to say also, for those of you that do closing gifts, I will send Mackenzie and Katie the link. But the other week when I was in the Southwest office, Mark brought up, there's a site that does like you get 30 moving boxes, but they're customized with your information on them, that you could provide as a closing gift to your clients, whether they're moving, whether they're selling or they're buying. And it was like $90. I mean, it was a really reasonable cost to have these personalized moving boxes delivered to your clients. So I'll send that to the girls, and if they want to share that, I mean, just always brand yourself. Just make sure you're always staying in front of people. And if I can help with anything, or if I hear something that's going on, I'll try and share it with the girls, because I just like to be a source of information. It doesn't have to be about home warranties. Although if you have a question about home warranties, please ask me before you tell your clients what you think, because overselling things can really be detrimental for all of us. So.
I think one thing that we also do forget a lot of times, you guys, all of us do, is that, my refrigerator's only 2 years old, so it's gonna last for 25 years. More new appliances fail quicker. I have a refrigerator that we had in our cabin, in like 45, still works. You plug it in, it comes on, you unplug it. Refrigerator day, you unplug it, it might not ever come back on again.
If I could
And so they fail.
Yes, if
New
I could
appliances
ever
fail
make
there
a
more than most.
recommendation, it would be to never buy a Samsung appliance. Our turnaround time nationwide for parts and pieces on Samsung is 3 months at a minimum. And that makes people very angry, and of course it does, because if you want your refrigerator working, 3 months is a long time to wait for a working refrigerator. And that's not us, that's just Samsung and their parts and their pieces. I would never recommend a Samsung. And they look pretty, and they come in these amazing fun colors, and they're crap. So I don't work for GE or Whirlpool or any of their subsidiaries, but I would buy anything other than a Samsung. And that's not, Wolf, Fisher Paykel, Bosch. I don't mean those, because those are in a different category. But your average everyday appliance that you might purchase to put in your average everyday home, I would never purchase a Samsung. And that's a personal thing. So, but when I hear dishwashers that are taking 5 months for parts, and it's just, I don't have control over that. I mean, the parts are what they are, and we don't manufacture them at Old Republic. So, if anything, that's when you reach out and say, what's the timeline, and can I get cash in lieu? If we're gonna pay this much for this part and it's $600, get yourself a new refrigerator and get $600 back, or whatever. Yeah, it's just, but that's just my own little quip for peace of mind of me, because I get a lot of calls and people are frustrated, and I do understand, but we don't control that, so.
I think you would know, what appliances fail quicker than most.
Yeah,
Being
yeah,
in the trenches.
garbage disposals, because people, I mean, I think I've said that before, our biggest claim call date on a daily basis is garbage disposals, because people use it for actual garbage. And it's not intended for garbage, or cleaning their fish tank and the rocks go in, and that's not normal wear and tear. So, but that's our biggest claim call, but Samsung appliances are our longest repair time because of the wait time that we have for parts and pieces. So, reach out to me. I'm happy to talk to your clients before they ever have a claim, and hopefully set the right expectation so that they know that we are budget control, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we cover everything. And I know I hate to be too repetitive, but no insurance covers everything. So, if I can set that expectation, and I can be the person that gives them some real life stories and some real life scenarios, and you don't have to be that person that says, oh no. And I don't know if y'all belong to your next door, an agent that's not with this brokerage, he's within my next door, and he put up a post the other day that said, my home warranty won't cover this. And it's a silencer for the motor on the pool. And so we cover the things that affect the operation of the system. It's not, a silencer to make sure the bubbles aren't as loud when it doesn't affect the function of it. Yeah, I have to look it up because I wasn't familiar with it. And so, but it's like, if it's not affecting the function of the system, we don't cover smells or noises. But if it still works, it's not gonna be covered. But those are things that I'm happy to tell clients so that they just, so it's in their head that they know that. Because if you tell them and you say, oh, let me call the home warranty company and find out, it builds that anger and that frustration, because then people will say, oh, it's not worth the money it's written on, or whatever, the piece of paper that it's written on, and it can save people thousands of dollars. So,
it's the best risk reduction you guys can do. I don't know why everybody doesn't, if you're gonna give your clients something, give them that. If you don't negotiate it,
we
give
are,
them something.
So, interest rates go up, so your payment goes up. And the cost of the price of the home is based, and your escrow fees are based on the price of the home. We are 0.16% of the purchase price. We are less than a 0.25% of the average purchase price if it's $500. And we have the potential to save your clients so much money. So it's, I'm not saying that everybody uses it. I'm not saying that, but it's such a small amount in the scheme of it all to save so much. In Southern Nevada alone, at the end of September, we had spent $1.3 million year to date more than we did last year. So that total I don't have, they don't give me that, they just tell me how much more we've spent year to date. We will be doing some bundling, we will be having a price increase, but new packages starting at the first of the year for our 50th anniversary. And one of my favorite things that we're gonna add is we're gonna have an option to purchase for hotel reimbursement or portable AC purchase or rental reimbursement. So that could help on 4th of July when, 18% of the Valley's ACs go out. They're gonna take retail business before they take home warranty business. And if people have to wait a little while, that's invaluable, and it can be reused. So, the other thing is, I always say people can buy a portable and return it before their credit card hits it, once it's returned. But that's not illegal. But, so utilize me as a resource, please. I'd love to be able to answer those questions and make you look like I hear them, so.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, true story. One of our agents sold a house. The appliances were supposed to stay. The buyer moved into the house. All the appliances were gone. So the seller puts appliances back in, wash machine, dryer, refrigerator, all used. A month and a half later, the refrigerator goes out. Our agent said in the beginning, make sure you get a home warranty for all this. They didn't. So refrigerator went out. Who do you think they blame? Who do you think they want to pay it? Right? 100%. I said, do you have an email or something where you told me to get a home warranty? Well, no, I just told them on the phone. Okay, so you should have put that in an email. I strongly recommend you get a home warranty. Or, if, like I said, if you're gonna give them a gift, give them a home warranty. I mean, guys, I'm telling you, there's more problems when something goes out, they believe the seller knew about it. And the lady's like, well, they were supposed to keep the refrigerator in there. Yeah, I agree, but they didn't. It was used anyways by 15 years old. Might have went out anyways. You should have had a home warranty, and it's part of your responsibility. But guys, who are they gonna blame about this? Who are they gonna tell everybody they know that I got screwed by my realtor, right? I mean, so think about that for a minute. You guys you gotta really be proactive, and if they don't get it, you need to put it in writing. There's the email I sent you 3 months ago about getting it.
And all of our brochures have a section to decline or accept, which, you know, to make them sign. If you don't
Right.
take the time to just pull one, it could save your
Yeah.
butt a little bit.
I mean, they're not gonna be any happier that you sent them an email and told them 3 months ago, but at least they might go, well, I guess I had an opportunity to do. All right, here's our numbers. 5,300 on the, excuse me, on the market. Down in the last 7 days, 404 was what, 434 last week, something right there. Single family, 4,000 homes on the market, condos 1,100, manufactured 1,000 or 100, about the same. These numbers are going up. 100,000 to 400,000, 1,800. I think it was like 1,500 a few weeks ago. And then 400,000, 800,000 is 2,500. That's up as well. Over 800,000 is pretty much about the same, sticking right there. Here's where the homes are located. Withdrawn, 155. That number last week I think was 158. So the numbers are right there, guys. The market is still doing what it's doing. New to the market, almost 700 homes came back on. Back in the market in the last 7 days, 144. So the people that took it off reduced the price with the new agent and put the home back in the market. So you always wonder, why don't they lower with the agent they're with? Right? Because they blame the agent that didn't sell because you took the listing for $50,000 more than it was worth. And even though you told them, and even though you showed them a net sheet, and even though you showed them the comps, you still took it for $50,000 more, and they think you can sell it for that because you took it for it. And then they blame the agent, and the next agent they lower it to where it should be. So we got to really make sure we're watching these. These numbers right here, guys, I think are vitally important. How many people are doing videos every week with the numbers? KJ, where are you at? So let me figure this out. Nobody is calling or doing a video and explaining the numbers to their people, so they are the market experts. Okay, I get it. Year-to-date solds, 24,000 versus last year 30,000. We're down 20%. Last week that was 21%. So it is getting a little bit better. We probably won't hit the magic number of 35,000 by the end of the year. We'll see. More homes are sold in the fourth quarter by fewer agents every single year since the beginning of time, because agents have already started taking off right now for Christmas. Well, Christmas is coming up. Nobody buys at Christmas time. Well, why are you taking it off in October? Well, I'm getting prepared. Okay, good. This is just a shorter version of that, you guys. This is something you should be sending to your clients. Remember, you have to touch your clients, the people on your phone, in your database, 33 times a year with a personal phone call. You guys need to go back to the basics. We talked about that last week when we did that little paper fill in the blank thing. You got to get back to the basics of real estate. The days, I think doing a video, I think is a great way to do it. But I think if we're not talking to our clients, we're not talking about what's going on, we're not talking about information Dave has, we're not Googling stuff. I mean, I put some stuff on Facebook the other day about, I think it was the evictions I put on there. You guys, we put this stuff on here so you have a touch that you can reach out to your client. If you have clients who are, they have rentals, and you see eviction things that are changing, you need to make sure you're sending that to them so they know what's going on. You are the expert in the business. You have to make sure you're doing that. Best new agent, Christy Ruiz. She's not here right now. Miguel, congratulations. And here's our $1 Million Club. Attention, again, just make sure if you're out using the bullpen, don't be courteous and don't leave your stuff there and go to lunch. Use it while you're there and then take your stuff with you. Spills happen, so just be careful in our kitchen. We understand, guys, stuff happens. Not a big deal. Just make sure you try to wipe it up. If not, spills all over, just let us know so we can help take care of it. Mailbox clean out is going on that. So this Halloween, the 26th, we're doing that's next week. It's next Thursday. We're gonna do a chili cook-off. We need to know if everybody wants to get involved with it. But we're gonna have the best costume, we're gonna have the best door, the spookiest door, and the most creative costume. We'll have first place prizes for all that. So let the girls know if you wanna do it. There's 4 ways to win. We've done the chili cook-off in the past and I've had a lot of fun. So if you wanna do it, just reach out to the girls up front, let us know. We're also gonna do the best side, so if you don't wanna make chili, you wanna bring a side dish, I don't know, macaroni, beans, I don't know, whatever, let us know. Get on the list, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Rev Up classes, introducing to the GPS goals and planning on your system. That's gonna be tomorrow in the Southwest office, because we moved from Summerlin to Southwest. And then the database is your business, creating your online presence. Guys, I'm telling you, we do not spend enough time in our own database. Let's do this real quick. Everybody open your phone up, go to your contacts and start telling me how many people you have in it. 500, 200, 800, 1,000. I think Alan Sheldon had like 15,000 people or something, crazy number. I'm like, you kidding me? How do you know that many people? How many you got? 1,500? Nice. Good job. 200. 700. Nice.
1,390.
1,390, that's all right.
794.
Nice. Back there in the back, somebody call your numbers out. Anybody?
661.
661?
670.
All right. So
5,200.
nice. So on that note, take out 20% for argument's sake. Whatever it is, you're not going to call them. It's a gas station attendant. I don't know. Take it out. You have 300 or 400 people that are in your database. Do they know you're a real estate agent? Do you send them stuff constantly about the different things going on in real estate? And you guys, it isn't a commission breath. It's, hey, here's what's going on if you're thinking about doing rentals. Here's what's going on with our interest rates right now. You're sending them information so they know who you are. That's how you keep business up. You can get 10% of your business if you touch them 33 times a year and have a personal phone call every quarter. 5,000 people, take 1,000 off the top. You're gonna do 400 transactions if you reach out to the 4,000 at a consistent basis. Does anybody here remember Martin Estrada? He ended up passing away, but he's a good guy. He had 249, he was in the business for probably 30 years. He had 249 people in his contacts. All 249 people knew Martin is my agent. I said, Martin, why don't you have any more than that? You've been around forever. He goes, because if you called this person and said, hey, who's your real estate? Oh, Martin Estrada's my agent. He did about 50 transactions a year, just off of his database. You guys can all have that, but if you're not touching them, somebody else is. They need to know that you are the real estate agent. And you guys, I get it. Sometimes it can be uncomfortable reaching out to people and just saying, hey, how's it been? What's going on? Right? You don't feel like you have any value to send them information. Talk to them about business. Talk to them about I got a client coming in. And hit the Ford questions. Ford, F-O-R-D, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Touch on all them, and you can have a conversation with them. Database is your business. That's going to be on Friday. And I think Mark is teaching that one. We're doing a class right here on Thursday. It's a 1-hour class, lead driven financial powers of attorney and real estate transactions. 1-hour class, RSVP, it's going to be right here, an hour class. And I was just telling Juanita that we've got a couple things we're going to be doing here in January. We have 2 sessions, two-day classes, seed classes that you can get involved with. They're going to be right here, and they'll do them for half price for our real estate agents. And then we have another one. I just talked to a guy yesterday about doing a class here in our company, probably before the end of the year. He's going to be on AI, right? I think it's AI and some other interesting stuff. 3-hour city class, same thing. There'll be a discount for real estate agents. So you can also go to Key Real Estate School /ROGCE and do all of them for $1. Just remember, half of them can be on video, half have to be live. So make sure you're doing that. But you guys,
in Summerlin though.
yeah, oh, it's in Summerlin. I'm sorry. I thought it was right here. My bad. I was going to do it, but not in Summerlin. LVR is doing their general membership this Friday. Their, what's his name, Rocky Vincent, I think is his name. He's gonna be doing a legislation review of what the legislation passed. It'll be amazing information for your clients to start talking to them about. That's gonna be this Friday. It's $35 at the, I think it's the M.
Yep.
I already registered, but the $35 that you pay will come off your dues. So you can, in a sense, go for free. There's also a CE class afterwards, if you wanna do it, that's included in that. And there'll be lunch, it's gonna be at the M, starting at 10:30. If you wanna register, I think today is the last day you can register for it. We are gonna have, I think, 3 tables that they're reserving for us. So if you wanna go, guys, it's an amazing deal. And I talked about this in the beginning of the year. Rocky's gonna be talking about, again, you guys, the stuff that our legislation passed that we have no idea what's going on. That these guys in the dark of night are passing rules and laws for us to live by. So we need this information so we can pass it on to our clients. Register, you guys should have gotten an email, look in your spam. If not, you probably reach out to them, but you click on it, it's simple to register. Again, it's $35, but they take it off your dues. Toy drive. So we have an agent in the Summerlin office who had some family members in Israel that were killed. And so he wants to do a toy drive for the kids. This is all for the kids for the next 10 days. We're gonna have a drop-off box here. He has family members in Israel that will distribute the toys. So we'll send them there, and then his family, uncles and aunts and stuff will distribute it. Horrific story, but it's really, guys, we're not taking a political stand one way or the other. This is just really about the kids, getting them something in this issue, terrible times that are going on. So if you want to help, please, we'll have a box out front, and you can help there. We're going to be testing the fire alarm on Monday, which, if you ever had the fire alarm go off, it's a lot of fun. Next week, we are going to Carnegie Heights. Again, it's going to be a field trip. Our attorney's going to speak as well. They're going to have breakfast for us in their cafeteria. It's a, it's not, I'm not going to call it.
It's like a retirement community.
Yeah, kind of retirement community. It's not assisted living. It's a retirement community. You pay X amount and they cover it, dinners and all the stuff, and have a lot of fun. So that's going to be next week, and we'll talk more about that. But it's Carnegie Heights. It should be in your book. We need to RSVP because they need to know how many people are going to go to the event. So please make sure you're doing that. All right, so I got a couple things I want to talk about real quick, and I always do this a couple times a year. How do agents get themselves into mischief? Well, we're going to find out. This is the open house. It's at MV Real Estate. So, okay, Malcolm Boot violated 645-633 by engaging in conduct which constitutes deceitful, fraudulent, or dishonest dealing pursuant to 645 by failing to protect the public against unethical practices relating to real estate. Respondent entered the property using a key entrusted to him as a real estate salesperson without the buyer's consent and removed the built-in desk and fixture from the property.
What?
So the agent took the key, went into the buyer's place, took the desk and some other stuff out of it for fun. $500 fine and $4,000 in division costs. And he's still got an active license. Let's see, Kenneth Caldra violated by commingling funds. Property management, that's why we don't allow property management. Not that you guys would do that, but it happens all the time. Let's see here. By commingling funds or permitting the commingling funds of money of his own or converting the money to others to his own on multiple occasions. Transferring and permitting the transfer of money to separate accounts to his. By failing to, within a reasonable time, account for the money. There's another one I read here. I mean, you can see how long this one is, and it's 2 pages. It's this one right there, and it's 2 pages. They fined him $8,000 plus $3,300 in fines and surrendered his property management license. Let's see, here's another one. Candace. Let's see here. Again, gross incompetence, neglect, and failure to obtain written property management agreement signed by the property owner. 3 different properties she did this. She's not a property manager. Property management, but didn't get anything signed for 3 of this person's properties. How do you guys think these complaints come?
From the client.
That's it. So remember the client you had fun with, you guys were having lunch and you're getting your hair done and you went shopping. That's where these complaints come from. Remember something, you guys. I have seen it a million times where the agents, you have a great relationship, you guys have a lot of fun, something happens, and they're your worst enemy. They have no idea why they hired you in the first place because you were incompetent from the get-go. I've seen it a million times. I've been at the division when the person looked at the other agent and said, I don't know why I hired this dingbat. He had never had no idea what he was doing the whole time. Meanwhile, on Easter, he went and opened the house up for their family. I mean, it's crazy. So just really be careful. Back with the gross negligent, incompetent, failing to obtain written property management again. Let's see here, that one there. Another one, Richard. Violated by engaging in conduct which constitutes gross negligence or incompetence. By 645, by impeding the division's investigation when the respondent failed to provide a complete transaction brokers filed to the division in a timely manner. Now, what does that mean?
They didn't get their paperwork in.
Means we got a complaint? Not us, this wasn't us. Got a complaint? Division says, you have 10 days to answer this and send us the complete file. They want the entire file, not half of it, not some of it, all of it. And then what they do is they review the whole thing and look for as many problems as they can. Not the initial one, oh, he was mean. Okay, yeah, he might be mean, but where's the duties owed? And so they didn't send it in. So we have an agent right now in this office, did a listing in August, double-ended it. It has been under contract now since August. We have zero paperwork.
Yeah.
When we call her, sorry, the voicemail was full. When we emailed, no response. So I emailed her the article that says when it's supposed to be due in 5 days. And I said, if the division comes in today and says, your client complains, and they say, Jeff, I want the complete file, I'm gonna call them back and say, we have nothing to give. Immediately a $2,500 fine, because we have zero paperwork. Okay? You guys, this isn't Jeff's law, this isn't compliance, this is the division. So you'll see a couple of these. They fined her $500 and $4,000 in court costs. Let's see, violated a $5,000 fine for Graham Gold. Acted as a real estate salesperson or real estate broker without the appropriate license. That's good. And this one, guys, on this one right here, there was like 4 people in this office on this same property. You'll see the numbers. I mean, there's literally, and you'll see them here, all these people are all in the same deal. It's like, you guys, that is a cabal? What are you guys doing to deceive people? Let's see, this young lady, she failed within reasonable time to account and remit monies which came to her possession. She didn't use absolute fidelity with the principal interest or obligation to deal fairly with all parties. Remember our deal? Be honest and truthful to everybody in the transaction. When the division requested documents, she didn't supply any. When they said you have 10 days, she said 10 days is mine, I'll do whenever I get time. So they didn't care for that one. And let's see, again, another one, $70,000 fine and $2,500 in costs. I mean, guys, this is all day long. Here's another guy, Jordan, acts as a real estate licensee when he wasn't licensed. And he advertised a property that he was a broker and he's not even a licensed agent. $5,000 fine and $3,200 in cost. Like I said, these guys, there's like 5 or 6 of these in that same office. But this one, I like this one. Guy's name's Jeff Brechtel, it looks like. Violated 645-230 as he acted as a real estate salesperson or real estate broker is defined without the license. Another one in the same office. Let's see here, the same property, $35,000 fine and $4,500 in cost. Again, the same office. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Unlicensed, so they can't even take his license. As he engaged in constitute deceitful, fraudulent, or dishonest dealings with his when he shoplifted merchandise from the broker's client. $1,500 fine, $1,700 in cost, and his license was expired. Let's see, here's another one. Impeded or attempted to impede the investigation of division by failing to comply with or delaying his compliance with numerous requests by the division to provide documents. Usually they don't give you numerous requests. They say send it to us, and now they're not real thrilled about it. When he failed to provide written response, $1,000 fine, $2,500 in cost, and his license was expired as well. That one's too much to read. So this guy, same guy. So look at this. So I'll show you just real quick. So it's same guy, all of this, all of that, and it totals about, there's 10,000 there, there's 10,000 there, 1,500 there, so about $25,000 plus another 10,000 in costs. Guys, I mean, I think there's a lot of these, when we're not really trying to get, you know, caught up in the nonsense. I think we just let it happen. Bobby Fleming, let's see, engaged in dispute fraudulent, from the seller, included but not limited to the $400 of a broker's fee for a leaseback, and instructed the seller to pay the brokerage administration, who was actually respondent's ex-wife. So don't pay the broker the transaction fee. Go ahead and give it to my wife. Take the check out to her. It'll be fun. When he failed to exercise usual skill and care, duties owed. Number one, Lee Barrett told me the number one thing they get real estate agents on is the duties owed. Did you use reasonable skill and care when you did to your client? And that's where they get you. Let's see here. For instructing the seller to remit the respondent to his ex-wife, who is not a real estate agent or broker, by failing to write to respond to the division, $50,000 fine, $3,500 in costs. Let's see, violence, cheating, and fraud, same thing. So this one's right here, let's see. Failed to write written, including supporting documents in the division as requested. She failed to respond by providing broker file. She didn't send the file, and they fined her $7,500 and $2,300 in fines. This guy, when he impeded or attempted to impede any investigation of the division by failing to comply with his, or delay it, $1,000 fine, $2,300 in costs. You guys, we could go on, which we will for a minute. There's another one. This is the summer edition. Let's see here. By failing to notify the division in written more than 10 days after the entry of her guilty plea. So she was found guilty of a felony, and she didn't let the division know within 10 days. $5,000 fine, $4,800 in cost, and they revoked her license. Let's see here. By failing to produce documents which a broker is required to keep complete real estate transactions and property management records. So remember, we keep your document for 5 years. This is what they didn't do for George Anderson, $5,000 fine and $4,800 in cost. Fred Glick, offered to engage in property management without a rental license or lease for a fee in Nevada without a license. So he wasn't a licensed property management, was telling everybody he was. So how many people have their own rentals? You can manage your own rental, you just can't manage somebody else's. So please be careful. They fined him $2,500 and $2,000 in costs. Let's see, Sean Marshall, when he allowed a non-Nevada licensee to communicate with his clients regarding property management contract terms and or conditions. So you're not a property manager, but here, go ahead and talk to my client about representing them. $3,000 fine and $22 in costs. Let's see, Scott Tyler Richardson violated on 7 occasions when he acted in the capacity as a real estate salesperson without an active license. His license expired, but he kept telling everybody he's a licensee. $7,000 fine, $2,300 in costs, plus 6 hours agency, 6 hours law, 6 hours contracts, 6 hours ethics, and 6 hours risk reduction that do not count for his CE. So he's got to do that on top of it. Look at this one. I'm not even going to read that one. What that one was. They fined her $50,000 and $4,800 in costs. This girl, she was freedom of laws, breach of obligations of absolute fidelity, engaged in constitute deceit, fraud, and dishonest dealings by breaching his obligations of absolute fidelity, property management without paying the property, refused to vacate it, $70,000 fine, and $13,000 in costs. And there's more. They revoked his license, thank God. But guys, it's 3 pages of nonsense with this guy. And then the last one, and then we'll get out of here, is for, violated for failing to in a timely manner, provide his broker with paperwork related to the transaction, for failing to disclose in writing his interest, interest in the property. So you know on that last page it says, do you have an interest in this? He said no, when he actually owned it. Let's see, and dishonest dealings when attempting to get the potential buyer to make a loan and purchase the above mentioned property for him. I need you to get a loan for me on this house, and then I'll end up owning it. Let's see, by failing to exercise reasonable skill and care with all parties, as he wired EMD to his buyer instead of the right place. $25,000 fine, $3,500 in costs, 6 hours agency, 6 hours ethics, and 3 hours law and legislation. And they didn't take his license, which to me is really surprising. All right, and last but not least, right now, we have 16,266 real estate agents in Clark County. 1,600 of them and 59 have put their licenses on ice. We have brokers, 1,800, 52 are inactive. Broker salesmen, which is what I am, 2,222, with 136 that have put their license on ice. So, guys, if you ever want to just get on there, it's actually pretty good. Just go to NV Red and you will see, go up to the very top, just put open house in, and you'll see them all, and you can get all this information. It is wild to me what people will do regarding their license for something really silly. I mean, you're kidding me, right? And like I said, why they didn't, a couple of these guys, in my opinion, should have their licenses taken from them instead of giving them an opportunity to do it again. All right, on that note, please.
Why are our fees then so high? They should be.
Because those monies don't go to they don't go to LVR. No. That's a division state thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some of the monies go to the, it's a fund they have to pay people back who are hurt by real estate agents. Not all of it, but I know some of it does.
Because they could pay for our fees.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the best question is when you find somebody 70,000, are they getting it? That's the $1 million question. I don't know if they are or not. And I'm not sure how that works. Aside, it would be a great question to ask them. But yeah, it's just, the thing that we need to make sure that we're doing, if we don't police our own business, somebody else is gonna. And when you see people doing stuff like this, you guys, you need to bring it to somebody's attention. You need to file a complaint. You need to, if we're not doing it, I'm telling you guys, we're gonna have the government come in and tell us what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do it. We need to police it. This is why we're down here instead of up here in professionalism, right? I mean, that's the biggest thing I see today is that we're so eager to do things, and you're like, how'd you get a hold of it? How are you even working with this dingbat? Well, Jeff, it was the only deal I was gonna do this year, so I'm hanging on to it like grim death. Well, it's gonna be your death, because we see nothing but problems with it. You gotta be really careful what you're doing, guys. This license is worth $1 million, and we're giving it up for 1,500 bucks. I mean, come on, seriously. All right, on that note, everybody, have an amazing day. Carnegie Heights next week. Thank you, guys, and have an amazing day. Contact your database.